Welcome back, everybody. This is Brody
with Alfonso Investments.
How you guys doing today, everybody?
Just wanted to do part 3 of a little video series I've been doing. Some card sorting videos. As you can see, we finally got the Patreon up and running. We're going to be doing another video on the Patreon here shortly, but for today's video, we're not going to worry about it. We're going to be doing follow-up to our card sorting video. We already took everybody through the sorting by color, sorting by alphabetize, and the garbage box. So today it's time to inspect the box. Let's take a look what's in the garbage box. So if you followed our last couple videos, we did a sorting video, went to the Shire, check that out. You'll know what I'm talking about. So I want to do a little follow-up video on the garbage box. This is where all the hot garbage goes. Now, I like to keep a garbage box about this size. This is anything that's going to be already been sorted through and maybe picked out, be traded off or buy listed or whatever however you're gonna decide to get rid of some cards, because eventually you're gonna have cards you don't want to be holding on to too many cards. So I recommend a garbage box about this size. If you have any garbage box or bulk rare box kicking around that has stuff in it, if it's over 200 or 400 cards, you probably got too much stuff in there. So I recommend, if you're going to be cleaning out the garbage box or going through the garbage box, that you keep it to a minimum, because those are cards that you're going to be getting rid of to trade up with for other cards, you see. So if you're sitting on too much garbage, it does two things. One, it's highly volatile, because the prices of some of those garbage cards that we've already picked out and identified as cards we want to move, they're volatile. So the more pieces of trash you got in the hot garbage bin, the more volatile that bin becomes. Also, if you got too much bulk hot garbage sitting around, you could be missing out on opportunities to be trading those to other players for cards that you want to collect. So let's just inspect the box and see what's in the garbage. So whenever you end up going to live events, if they are going to end up doing, I'll talk of them well, that's what we like to see. We're doing live events. People always want to see what you got for trade. You better have playable cards in your traders. You better have playable cards in your garbage. So you got to go through this box and identify which cards you're going to. You might as well just take the whole box, but you should have some price memory on some of these cards. You should check them recently before you go to part ways with them. So the other thing with the garbage box is when you decide to, go through the garbage, what you want to be doing is making sure that you didn't miss anything. This is your last opportunity to kind of pick through anything that you think you might want to hold on to, just in case you want to get rid of. I do not, stuff that goes in the garbage box, you don't put reserve list cards in there. You don't put, certain older out of print cards. They don't end up in the garbage box. These should all be, some kind of value, but somewhat playable cards that you might be able to trade in or buy lists, or however you use it when you decide to get cards. Me, I trade my cards to other players. So if I'm looking to trade up or into something else, ooh, a Mox Amber. So speaking of this, I want to give a shout. Ooh, another Mox Amber. So going through the garbage here, I want to give a shout out to a certain individual who may be covering something like this on his channel. I'm a very big fan of the Mox Man, but we're going to pull these 2 Mox Ambers out of the garbage just because maybe we want to hold on to those. Those might go with our Soldevi excavations. So another card that I've got earmarked and sit in the garbage is Mox Tantalite. So that's a card that, I had a few too many of them and ended up throwing a couple and picked them up for cheap and put them in the garbage because I figure, okay, it's time to get rid of some of them. That's another card that, you reach through the sorted stuff, the extra stuff, and maybe you can pick out some stuff that I still think I might get rid of one of those Mox Tantalites. But the Mox Ambers, well, we might do another Might do another reevaluation on the Mox Ambers. So, you should check the price. So you want to go through this box. Now we're gonna move it. We're gonna put it out for trade. You should go through this box, and that's why I recommend the box not being too big, because it's too difficult to keep your head on for price checks on cards if you got too many of them. Now I reckon most guys or girls, if they're trading, they're gonna probably check prices right then and there. They're gonna have an idea of what kind of a trading platform or pricing platform they're going to use depending on where you are in your area. So some of those can be kind of skewed one way or another. So if you go through your garbage bin, you got to kind of check prices on a few different sites to try and figure out what the real value of the card is before you go agree into any type of pricing model with anybody who you're going to trade with. Somebody prefers BCG Player, and the other one prefers Moon City Snowballs, and the other one prefers Foot to Face, and every other different pricing system. All those prices are different, or even sick meals Facebook club. Those all price a little different. So I would check on 2, 3, or 4 of them just to see what a medium is, because you don't want to get hosed on offloading one of these cards when somebody's trying to make a deal with you and they know that the pricing on whatever they want to. Most people, what they'll do is they'll try and pick the price scale, or the price measurement, or the price mechanic tool, or whatever comparable vendor. They'll price their cards and they'll figure out which one gives them the highest one on it, and they'll try and negotiate with you on the one that, okay, well, for starting out, we're going to use Foot to Face games. All right, well, they already know, they've already done their research that this pricing index is favorable. That's kind of what you have to watch out for when you're trading in these cards out of the garbage, folks, because people spike you. So you don't want to get spiked on any of these cards. Got a Goblin Welder, well, a foil welder boy. He's happy to see. So that's what we're gonna do. Is we're gonna go through each and every one of these cards that's earmarked as garbage. Oh, foil key. See, there's modern cards. We're going to price check each and every one of them. We might even go on somebody's site and do a buy list. So we'll enter in each one of these cards, because we don't want to be moving one card at a time, or we don't want to be trading in one card at a time. We want to get, make a deal on something. We want to move up on any of these cards. So I want to pick a better card, or a rarer card, or a card that I'm fond of and adding my eye on to try and get a hold of. And these are cards that I'm not worthwhile letting go about to get those. So next thing I'll do is I'll go through a buy list, price all these cards, figure out what you're going to do with them. I will recommend, if you're a long-term collector, that you're trading in your garbage every so often. 6 months, 6 to 12 months, you should be going through there, combing through there, and say, okay, this is what I got to deal with, or I'm not using anymore, I'm not playing anymore, but it's still got some play value. Some modern cards right now, modern kind of is a little bit of a iffy story. It's some of the cards are actually pretty strong right now. So some of these cards, search for Scanta. This one, I mean, last I looked at it was about $15. I would probably check that and see if it's gone up or down. Cards like this, Engineered Explosive, it's foil, got lots of those, are easy to open. If you're doing box openings, and then we'll allude to this a little later, because box openings and pack openings and any kind of openings you're doing is driving this garbage bin. So your input has to equal your output. So whatever you got to be putting cards into your sorting cycle, and you got to be constantly taking cards out of the sorting cycle, and this is how you do it with the garbage box. So when we do some box openings, or we do some pack openings, and we do some stuff with the Patreon, right, Darth Vader over there, Darth wants us to do something with the Patreon, doesn't he, Darth? Do you want us to do something with the Patreon? He's nodding his head. All right. So we might do some openings, and we'll get some input going into the card sorting system and garbage system. Sometimes, if you're going to do some trades, I look through this garbage bin and I ask buddies of mine, I ask players, if I have a play set of Brazen Borrowers, or any play set of a card that I think is playable. I'll say, hey, are you looking for this, or are you building a deck, or hey, I got the makings of a deck here. Like I have a play set of Nyxbloom Ancients here. Are you at all interested in that? kind of first dibs type of thing. You try and see if anybody's looking for that. Well, Pact of Negation. So, probably another reprint card. It still sees value. It's probably pretty stable, but, it will see a reprint. Got one of those in the garbage box from probably an M25 opening. That's gonna have to price check that, see what that's doing. So have an idea of your budget or your garbage box. Once the garbage box starts to get up to a certain value, you should probably go through it and start trimming the fat. Get into other cards that you're probably going to want to play or keep for a long period of time. Appreciate everybody's watching. Once again, everybody, this is Brody with Alfonso Investments, and this most unoriginal, unapproved, unsanctioned, unwatched, unsupported Magic the Gathering channel. Have a nice day, everybody, and bye-bye.